So we are now going to look at the AQA Foundation tier, and this is the new Read Aloud that is for the AQA Spanish GCSE, and this is a new element to the exam, and it's something that you could be very successful with, but you need to have the skills to approach it. So this is the foundation tier, and we're just going to have a look at the content and what you might struggle with, if anything. So the key thing to remember is to remain nice and calm, and I know it's easier said than done, but just looking at the actual words and using the rules of pronunciation that you already know to apply to this to make sure that you are sounding as Spanish as you possibly can do. And that takes practice, so I would recommend you practicing just reading out random text from the textbook or from things that you find online or books or anything, just to get the confidence built in you speaking Spanish and hearing it as well and pronouncing it for yourself. So just have a glance over these few words here that we've got in front of us. And it's talking all about education and work, as you can see down at the bottom here. So just spend the next few seconds just glancing over what's here. If you want to pause the video before you start reading aloud, then that's fine. So I'm going to read through now. So whether you've read this to yourself already after pausing the video, or if you want to listen to me say it and then you have a go at saying it, and it depends, how close to the exam you are for you to do this. But I'm going to say this now. I'm going to say it all together, and then I'm going to go back and focus on a few keywords that you might need to focus on in terms of your own pronunciation and intonation. En nuestro colegio estudiamos mucho y normalmente me gusta. Llego a las 8:15. Tengo un amigo cubano que juega bien al fútbol. Quiere ser camarero en un restaurante. Allí venden hamburguesas muy baratas. Okay, so we've got the content then. I'm just going to go through a few things that I'd like you to focus on in terms of your pronunciation. So here we've got the G-I sound, so that's a H sound, so you need to be therefore saying colegio. And then the double L here, llego, llego. Cuarto here, be careful, it's not cuatro, it's cuarto, quarter. Juega here, the H sound for juega. And then bien, that really strong Spanish sound there, bien, al fútbol, the stress on the U. Then the QI sound here, quiere, quiere. And then the AU, nice and focused, restaurante. And then again the double L here and the stress on the I, allí, allí. And then the H is silent, hamburguesas. Okay, so hopefully you found that okay. And then afterwards you will have two questions. So we know that it's all about education and work. So when you're doing your preparation, you can be thinking about what you might get asked about education and work. So the questions are, and it says here, just in terms of understanding how long you've got, it's recommended to last between 2 and 2.5 minutes. So you've got plenty of time to read aloud the text, and you've got time to answer in detail, answering these questions that are here. So we've got describe tu colegio. ¿Cuál es tu asignatura favorita? Háblame de tu uniforme. ¿Cuál es tu trabajo perfecto? So it's talking obviously all about education and work. So just think about how you would say, how you describe your school. Don't just say that it's big. Say that it's a mixed school, that it's big, that it's got lots of facilities, what it does have, what it doesn't have, whether you like it, whether you dislike it, what you think about the food, what you think about the facilities. They're all the things that you can say to extend your answers. When you're saying about your favourite subject, obviously say about your favourite subject, hopefully it's Spanish, and then say why. Okay, do you like your teacher? Is your teacher hardworking? Is your teacher patient? Can you then describe about a subject that you don't like? and why you don't like it. Maybe you can mention your friend and what they like or dislike, because you're talking about another person using, like, for example, mi amiga Sara prefiere educación física. Okay, and then go into more detail and say why. Say what you used to study, maybe. Estudiaba. El año pasado estudiaba alemán, pero ahora no. Then talk about your uniform. So describe it. Don't say every single thing that you wear, but you can maybe mention 3 things that you wear and the colours. Is it striped? Is it spotted? Is it checkered or whatever? And then say whether you like your uniform or why not. And then also you can go into detail then saying the positives and negatives of wearing uniform. So you could say, for example, that it stops individuality maybe. However, it can also reduce social pressures, of wearing expensive clothing. It can reduce bullying, for example. It could be more comfortable, could be less comfortable. That's up for you to say that. And then talking about your perfect job, and obviously this can be completely made up. It can be something that drops into your head there and then. It could be your dream job. So would you like to be, I don't know, an air hostess? Would you like to be a gardener? Would you like to be a waiter? Would you like to work abroad? Would you like to work in a Spanish-speaking country so you can practice your Spanish? And then that would be a nice bit of information to say. Me gustaría plus the infinitive, and then that should lead you nicely up to the 2.5 minutes. I hope that's helped, and feel free to check out my other videos. Thank you. Adios.